If you're a first-time mom and you're wondering, will you go into labor naturally, then this video is for you. My name is Brittany Kelly. I'm a mom of 4, and I have used the Midwife's Brew to induce the labor of my last 3 children. Now, let me tell you, during my first pregnancy, I tried to induce myself as well, but it was not with the Midwife's Brew. So I was past my due date, and I was ready to go because I had gestational diabetes, and I knew I had to be induced soon. So I decided, while my husband was asleep, to run to the nearest pharmacy and get castor oil. I came home, I took 1 to 2 tablespoons of castor oil, chased it with orange juice because it was gross, and hoped for the best. Unfortunately, it just upset my stomach with what felt like contractions, but it was really just the laxative effect of the castor oil, and nothing came of it. I didn't induce, I didn't go into labor, no baby came out. And this was tough for me because labor and delivery is such an unknown process, and I felt that this was my way of taking the wheel, but it just didn't work out. I had to be induced medically with Pitocin. And for me, unlike some other moms who have great experiences with it, it was no good. I had to take the maximum amount. I had to push for 3 hours. There was no way that I wanted to labor without an epidural after I was taking that synthetic oxytocin, which is what Pitocin is, because it was controlling my contractions, and it just was so painful. Things just started to cascade from there. Next thing I know, the doctor is saying if you don't push the baby out within the next 10-15 minutes, then I'm gonna give you a C-section. And for me, that was one of my nightmares. Prior to starting my delivery process, I had a lot of anxiety about going into labor for the very first time. And I know that I wasn't alone in that. A lot of moms feel that way. I was able to push the baby out without needing a cesarean, but the fact that it was just so close and obviously so unnecessary, it made me think very carefully about my next labor and delivery plans. How could I be more prepared? I truly believe that knowledge is power. Knowledge about your options really help you feel just a tad bit more in control of something that is so unknown, such as your labor and delivery experience. It can be different for every woman and every single pregnancy. But when I came up with the Midwife's Brew, I definitely felt more grounded into going into my labor and delivery and induction experiences. And I wanted to share that with other women. So I've been talking about it on the internet for a decade now. Let's talk about the power of natural approaches. Now, you will come across a long list of natural approaches, but for me, my go-to every time is simply drinking raspberry leaf tea ahead of time, other little prep things, but the induction method for me is the Midwife's Brew. Now, medical inductions definitely have their place, but there are some things that you can do on your own before we get there. The reason why I like the more natural approach with the Midwife's Brew is that it encourages your body's natural labor progression. It's triggering your body to go into labor, but it's really your body that is controlling the pace, the rhythm, the contractions. It's all up to you to get the show going and keep it going. As opposed to oxytocin being synthetic through Pitocin, you have this drip that is controlling the labor progression. I also believe that the natural methods reduce the need for intervention. Like I said earlier, I got Pitocin, which led to an epidural, which led to the suggestion that I get a C-section. And I didn't need one. As opposed to when I did the Midwife's Brew, I just came in, I had the baby, and I went home. Even avoided having an epidural. I was able to push the baby out, all natural. I also believe that it fosters connection and just makes the process even more memorable. I just have so many positive thoughts around my experience with inducing my labor at home using the Brew versus being hooked up to a lot of different things when I was being induced at the hospital. Now let's talk about the history of the midwife and why that's the perfect name for this brew. There is a legacy of women supporting women. Long before hospitals and obstetric tools, birth was a sacred, communal, and deeply human experience, guided not by machines or medicine, but by the hands and hearts of other women. At the center of this experience stood the midwife, A wise woman, often with the knowledge passed down through generations, who understood the rhythms of labor, the emotional needs of a birthing mother, and the natural progressions of childbirth. Midwifery can be traced back thousands of years. In ancient civilizations such as Egypt and Greece and the Mesopotamia, midwives were respected members of society. They were companions through one of life's most challenging and vulnerable transitions. In many indigenous cultures and traditional communities around the world, midwives use herbs, massage, warm water, prayer, and intuition to support the mother's body and spirit. Birth often took place in homes, often surrounded by mothers, grandmothers, and sisters, those who had birthed before and came to bear witness and offer strength and support. Without modern interventions, midwives relied on natural rhythms and remedies. They encouraged movement, upright positions, breath work, the use of teas and tonics, like what we now call the Midwife's Brew, to gently support labor when a woman's body showed signs that it was ready. Now, even though modern medicine has brought about life-saving techniques and tools, especially in emergencies for mothers who are birthing and their babies, it has also distanced a lot of women from their ancestral support system when it comes to childbirth. So today we're seeing a beautiful return to the wisdom of midwifery and passing down the wisdom of childbirth from mother to mother. Some studies and midwife testimonials suggest that castor oil, one of the main ingredients of the Midwife's Brew, actually helps the body gently go into labor when the body is ready. But let's be clear, nothing is 100%. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, when a woman follows my exact recipe, she comes back and she tells me how she had a baby. I mean, just look at these examples. So what is in the Midwife's Brew? I actually have an entire video going through the entire recipe, but here are the ingredients as well. 2 tablespoons of castor oil, 2 tablespoons of almond butter, 250 milliliters of apricot juice, and also 250 milliliters of lemon verbena tea. I blend it in a Vitamix. I drink it warm. I drink all of it within 20 minutes. Yes, I think it is absolutely gross, but I'm trying to have a baby. Just make sure to stay relaxed, hydrated. I don't like to eat anything afterwards, but I usually do it right before bed and go to sleep. Now, of course, I'm going to say this. You already know that this is not medical advice, and you should always talk to your provider about new methods and what you want to do in terms of your pregnancy, labor, and delivery, and postpartum care. All right, mama, you are strong. You are made for this. Don't worry, you've got this. You're taking the steps to do things to give you just a little bit of control over something that is completely unknown and uncertain, but joyous and exciting. Whatever path you take for your labor and delivery experience, you deserve to feel informed. You deserve to feel as if you know all the options and you're making a decision from there. I want you to feel empowered from every single step. That really was such a game changer for me. And it's been a game changer for so many moms I've talked to over the last 10 years after sharing this. All right, let me know in the comment section if you have tried the Midwife's Brew or if you're thinking about doing it, what's holding you back, and any other topics that you would like for me to discuss. If you're new here, I just share mom life things that will truly support you and your kids. I talk about early education, teaching your children foreign languages. Yeah, my kid speaks 3 languages. I speak 1. I just speak English. And they also are super brilliant, learned how to read before age 3, all of the things. And I like to share all those tips and tricks with mothers. I also have a program called the Nurtured Start program where I actually coach mothers one-on-one and give them the tools that they need. And I also have a lot of other digital products and things to support moms, so that if that is something that you're looking for and it's only for very, 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 very serious moms. Like you have to be super dedicated if you want to get into that program. Let me tell you now, those moms, they're not playing about their babies, all right? They're not playing. I'm very proud of them. So if that's something that you want to learn more about, then definitely check the description box on that. And with that said, I will see you in another video. Talk to you soon. Bye.